I have noticed that so many people are wondering why their partner would cheat on them. And this comes in a lot of different forms, but basically the idea is the same, and it's all about their partner cheating. Some people are wondering what the reason is for their partner cheating, and other people want to understand why their partner could or would want to cheat on them. So we're going to answer all of those questions in this video, and I really hope that this is going to be insightful and leaves you without a shadow of a doubt as to why our partners cheat on us and what you can do in order to have a happy, healthy relationship. My name is Ellie, and I am a relationship and dating coach, and you can find me on most of the social medias if you want to. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and consider subscribing to my channel so that I know that these kind of videos are interesting to you. And let's get right into the video. So the question is, why do our partners cheat on us? This is a question that a lot of people have, and I think that it comes from a fear of being cheated on. Maybe some people have experienced being cheated on in the past and you're watching this video, and other people are fearful of their partner potentially cheating on them. We're gonna put all of those fears to rest and embrace a whole new sense of confidence and understanding in both yourself, in your partner, in your relationship as a whole. The choice was made by our partner to cheat, and whether or not we are happy with it, it is something that we have to accept as being the situation that it is. It may not be fair, but every person has that right to make decisions and choices based on what they desire, and whether or not you agree with your partner's choices is a whole nother subject. If you are pretty much denying the fact that it happened because you so badly don't want it to be true, you're only delaying the inevitable, which is accepting the fact. I would be doing you a disservice if I was to talk about this subject without bringing up a common difference that we all forget that most humans have. And if they are not discussed and agreed upon in a relationship, it is going to cause a lot of friction and a lot of room for gray areas to occur. And that would be the fact that most of us have a very different understanding of what cheating is. And I know it sounds silly and it sounds dumb, but it's true. A lot of people that cheat, they understand and get the general sense that what they're doing is playing with fire and putting themselves into a potentially sticky situation, but their desire for feeling a certain way by doing whatever they decide to do overcomes their sense of what is right and wrong. My suggestion to you is that if you want to have a relationship where both parties understand what the boundaries are and understand what it takes to actually make that relationship work, is to discuss the small little nuances that you consider to be cheating and also understand your partners. This is going to work the best for people who have that fear of being cheated on and possibly don't have grounds for feeling that way. They just do and they don't know why, or it's just something that they've seen a lot of other people go through and they don't want that to happen to them. So they have this fear that can sometimes be in the way of you getting what you actually desire, which is closeness, trustworthiness, and being able to rely on your partner. You will notice that a lot of people that tend to not be completely honest, or people that allow their ego to drive them versus having their commitments take precedence over their own desires, are going to be very harsh when it comes to boundaries with you and cheating. And then at the same time, they're going to look for a lot of flexibility and ways to bend the rules when it comes to them cheating and what you consider to be hurtful or inappropriate behavior coming from them. You need to be looking out for a couple of those things and truly try to understand how you feel about them, whether that is something that you want in a potential partner, especially if you're looking for a long-term partner. And this can be really tricky to do, especially when you're in that dating phase where you are over the moon with one another and trying to still win each other over. You need to understand that sometimes there really is no reason for somebody cheating other than them making the decision to do so. It is very possible that the person that does the cheating has a very low self-esteem, or they have a weakness when it comes to being able to control their own impulses. And that is why they find themselves in a lot of sticky situations. If you're in a relationship with somebody like that, you have to understand understand that that is not a very high value human being. And what I would consider to be a high value human being is someone who is very self-aware of how they interact and someone who is able to commit and hold their word. Sure, we all mess up some places, but when it comes to the important things, they stay true to their core values. So that would be a person who is high value. Someone who is barely able to control their own impulses or is often being driven by their desires to be fulfilled in ways that they aren't giving to themselves. So they look for those things in other people. And sometimes it is often someone of the opposite sex who is not the person that they're in a relationship with. That is someone who needs a lot of work on themselves, and oftentimes those are the people that are most resilient to actually growing and evolving as a human being. And you need to be able to recognize that kind of character trait in a human to understand if they are going to improve with time or just fall further back into their bad habits. We've all heard something that sounds like this, and that is one of the most important decisions that you make in your life is choosing the partner that you have or that you build a life with. If you find yourself wondering why your partner cheated on you, what happened, did something go wrong? If you're trying to make logical sense of the reason as to why they cheated and you keep asking them, but how could you do this to me? What you're actually doing is creating a cycle of an unhealthy relationship to continue. And what you're doing subconsciously is you're trying to have them justify it. And whatever answer they give you, you are trying to somehow make it make sense because you are in denial of what the first step of this whole process is. And that is that the grown person made the decision that they made. And the longer that you keep trying to tiptoe around this in this phase of trying to understand why they did that, what went wrong, what happened, the more you're going to beat yourself up and put yourself into a position that is going to be a lot harder to get out of because you are harming yourself. You're self-sabotaging in many ways. Sometimes it's best to just accept that we may never know why that person traded something better for something worse. But if you are unable to accept the choice that that person made, you are also crossing a lot of boundaries that are not healthy. It is very likely that you have an anxious attachment style to your partner where you feel kind of like a codependency on them that isn't helping you a lot. It's probably keeping you attracted to the wrong type of person for you. You need to understand that fundamentally what you're looking for when you're asking all of these questions, when you're asking your partner, when you are trying to guess as to why they would do what they did, you are going to drive yourself crazy by doing that, and it is really unhealthy. So if this is you, please allow yourself to be the adult that you need at that moment, be the support and be the partner that you need in a partner in that moment. Allow yourself to process things and grieve the relationship, grieve the hurt that you are experiencing, and pick yourself up with dignity and put yourself first instead of prioritizing that person. With those kind of thoughts, you're basically begging them to pick you, even if you don't understand that. But that is the intention and the motivation behind all of these questions of wanting to know and understand why this happened. What did we do wrong? Like, how could he do this to me? How could she do this to me? You are basically prioritizing your partner's decisions and them as an individual over yourself, because now you're taking the focus off of them and them having the conscious decision of making their choice with trying to place the blame elsewhere, whether it be on yourself, on a situation, on another person, on alcohol, literally anything, any other influence other than that person's free will, which we all have and we are born with. By doing this, you are going to keep yourself trapped. And sometimes a little tough love is necessary. So if all of this sounds harsh, I want you to understand that I'm only saying all of this because I genuinely want the best for you. And punishing yourself for somebody else's actions is illogical in any way that you look at it. So the sooner you realize that, the better. Like I said before, the best thing that you can do in a situation like this is leave your partner out of it and put yourself into the center of the situation and help yourself live through all of the emotions that you are feeling, the hurt that you are feeling. Be your own safe space in order to process everything that is going on, and take as long as you need. Don't let your partner pressure you into making quick rash decisions to forgive just so that they can brush it off of their conscience, because that wouldn't be right. Remember to show kindness to yourself without having any judgments, without blaming, without spiraling into a negative place like a lot of humans tend to do that aren't actively looking to improve themselves. If in your situation your fear about your partner cheating is giving you anxiety or making you a lot more cautious with that person, you need to ask yourself and be really honest as to why you're accepting those kind of thoughts. Is there something that your partner is doing that is feeding your fear? And if so, look for solutions and ways that you can bring it up to your partner in order to fix those things. If they choose not to help you put those fears to rest, I would definitely take that as a red flag so that you can understand that maybe this person isn't exactly as compatible for you as you would have hoped. And remember that a lot of times it takes a few times for you to express yourself to your partner in order for them to hear you and try to adjust. If you recognize that it's not your partner and it's not something that they are doing that is causing you to fear them cheating on you, then you need to talk to a therapist or at best a life coach that will help you work through some of the fears that you may have. Or the other option that you have is continue to let those fears run your life, and the more you think about them and accept them and wonder whether or not they're true, it is going to get rooted deeper into your subconscious mind and eventually find a way into your reality. Whether you're going to be living with a lot of stress and pressure on your partner to disprove your fears, or your partner does end up cheating on you, either way, this is something that you need to work through in order to be free of it and stop allowing fear to run your life. I'm a firm believer in the fact that all people have a free will and everybody makes their own decisions accordingly. If your partner ends up cheating on you or something like that, just know that that was a decision that they made from their ability to make decisions. Don't let whatever excuse they say cloud your judgment. Make the choices that are going to be best for you and the relationship that you want to have and that you desire. Sometimes it's not the most fun thing in the world to accept how you actually feel and what you know deep down to be true. But I promise you, even the hardest experiences that you go through, they somehow add to your wisdom and help you grow as an individual. I really hope that you found this video helpful. If you did, don't forget to let me know by hitting the thumbs up button. I want to wish you a happy, loving relationship, and I hope I see you guys in my next video.